Hello and good morning, Blue Jays fans. Welcome to Jays Latest. I am your host, Craig Borden, having all sorts of fun here as we get to celebrate what starts the comeback. But I've been trying to coin this the lights up, let's rally, because the Blue Jays need to get back into this, and they have all the ammo that they need. They just need to put one foot in front of the other, one win at a time. And the Blue Jays started that off in wonderful tone in enemy territory yesterday in Seattle at T-Mobile Park, as they took a giant bite out of the Seattle Mariners offense and everything last night and win 13-4. So 18 hits piled up, and we had a wonderful offensive performance in addition to an insanely good resurgent start for the wonderful man that is Shane Bieber. So let's dive into it and talk all things Sat, because Shane Bieber is going to be the first headline we actually talk about in this one. So after a very rough beginning of the game, in which Shane Bieber walks Randy Arozarena, Cal Riley flies out, and then, after Arozarena steals second, literally the pitch afterwards, Julio Rodriguez shows why he is the next coming of the great player of the Seattle Mariners. Julio Rodriguez drops a bomb to deep center field, scores Randy Arozarena. The two-run blast shakes up the Blue Jays nation a little bit early, gets the Mariners crowd into it, and that would be the end of that, is what Shane Bieber saw. So, as I mentioned, Shane Bieber had a wonderful night on the mound. That was his one blemish, and it was one of those nights where if you don't get him early, you don't get him at all. And Shane Bieber pitched 6 wonderful innings, only allows 4 hits, 1 walk, the one to Arozarena that I mentioned, 2 earned runs, and strikes out 8. So Bieber had the fever and was definitely ringing up batters yesterday at a good pace. What a flip from his getting hit hard performance in New York. Just wonderful things. Bieber looks like Bieber, picks up his first win of the postseason. Post-game interviews, he goes, "This is why I wanted to." This is what he came back for as far as everything goes. He was working hard to be able to get back from Tommy John surgery, and this is what he was playing for. So Bieber gets the win and is the main beneficiary of the Blue Jays offense just going off. So Bieber, like I said, just completely annihilates through the Mariners, but the story of the game was offense in this one, as the Blue Jays finally erupt in this series and just go. So, took to the 3rd inning to do this. A double by Ernie Clement was the catalyst, and eventually, right after that, Andres Jimenez shows up, his first home run in over 90 at-bats, just gets this team going and fired up. Ties the game up on a home run, 2-2 at that point, and then wild pitches, score Nathan Lucas. The inning just kept going as the Blue Jays bat around in the 3rd. It included also a Dalton Varsho double, in which scored Alejandro Kirk and our buddy Vladdy Jr. So, moving along, top of the 4th. George Springer thought this gap was too close at the current time when he stepped into the batter's box at 5-2. He decides that he's just going to deposit one in the dead center field, batter's eye area of the ballpark, picking up his 22nd home run of his Major League Baseball career in the postseason. The solo home run just puts the Blue Jays in cloud 9 level. They keep moving. He is now tied for 4th place on the all-time leaderboard for the most home runs hit in the postseason. It just destroys me that Jose Altuve is at the 2nd spot. Manny Ramirez is the top. Kyle Schwarber dropping more and more Schwar bombs. I have a strange feeling Springer and Schwarber are going to continue to overtake everybody on this list, and then the top 5 being rounded out with Bernie Williams and Derek Jeter. So for those of you that said Derek Jeter shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, there right there is the why. Anyway, top of the 5th, Vladdy Jr. saw what George Springer did and decided that, hey, you know what? I can do that too. And en route to a 4-for-4 performance Vlad Jr. also hits a solo home run to put the Blue Jays up 7-2. And this ball, I think at one point, I was very afraid that Julio Rodriguez was going to catch this ball, but it just made it over him, and the Blue Jays, like I said, go up 7-2. So, continuing the way that he had been playing, Ernie Clement continues to just find wonderful ways to contribute to this. He's batting over 500 for the postseason, and he drives in Anthony Santander on a single and just keeps this thing moving. The Blue Jays just keep drowning the Seattle Mariners in offense. Another Nathan Lucas ground out, scored Andres Jimenez in the 6th, and then King Kirk comes up, the captain taking the team to another level. Opposite field home run, scores him and Vlad Jr. and George Springer. And if you haven't seen how hard somebody has to hit the ball to go that direction from any side that they're hitting on the plate, to go oppo taco like that, it is a feat, and Kirk does it better than most people in the game. He is one of the more elite opposite field hitters in baseball, and he got a chance to show that off yesterday. So to end the game, the Mariners wanted to make sure that they showed a pulse. They hit 2 home runs in the 8th. Of course, it is none other than Cal Riley and Randy Arozarena at the top of that. And then Addison Barger putting the cherry on top in a 13-4 victory with just another home run. So shout out to my buddy Joe, who had all the confidence in the world that Barger was going to home run last night, that he even put some money on it. So shout out to my buddy Joe. So on that note, Blue Jays fans, the offense poured it on. So that is the story of this game. And Vlad Jr. was yet another Blue Jay with a 4-hit performance yesterday. So what is next? Because the Blue Jays still have that wonderful uphill climb, and now they got some momentum that they can keep riding on. They get to have Mad Max versus Luis Castillo on the mound today. Castillo has been an ageless wonder. He is 11-8 on the regular season, 180 pitches, 3.54 ERA for the season. Like I said, he has been proving that, going over 30 is 100% not an issue. In his last start, he fared decently, but he was pulled very quickly, just similar to a lot of Blue Jays over the last couple of outings. He's and then he came in that wonderful, ridiculously long ball game against the Detroit Tigers, where he threw a scoreless inning in a third, basically collectively throwing 100 pitches in the division series against the Tigers, and did really well at that, holding batters to a mere .053 ERA or batting average in those outings. On that note, gets to go full Mad Max tonight. We're going to get full Mad Max tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays are looking for a Billy Chappell level performance from the movie For Love of the Game from Max Scherzer to keep this thing moving in the right direction. I think they almost knew they were going to win yesterday. The momentum in their locker room sounds like they found a way to build something, and the Blue Jays knew that they were going to get Max Scherzer on the mound. You are going to see the amped up of all amped up tonight, completely turned to 11, and Max is going to be fiery, and I do not envy the fact if he is going full bunk like that, that the Mariners are going to have to face somebody that knows how to get people out even at his age. Max Scherzer, 41 years old, will be pitching in another postseason, and he is still a very elite pitcher, regardless of everything goes. Didn't have the most wonderful of seasons for the Toronto Blue Jays, but he did come up in some big moments. I point you to his first start against the New York Yankees, in which the Blue Jays turned on the sweep. I think that is the Mad Max that you're going to get on all the lovely rounds of rest that he has had, as he did not play in the division series and did not pitch as much down the last few weeks of the games for the Toronto Blue Jays as well. So there you go. That stage set. Like I said, lights up. Let's rally. And of course, as always, go Blue Jays, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.